Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we'll be talking about this Addiesdive. So this is a Pepsi Bezel Jubilee-style bracelet, screw down case back, screw in crown, boxy crystal, not sapphire unfortunately, and just a generally beautiful watch. It's powered by a quartz movement, just a single ticker per second quartz, right? We're not getting the sweeping seconds hand. Just a very classic design, looks amazing. Costs not peanuts. We are looking at about $75 before VAT. You can actually get it on a canvas strap and it's going to cost you about 10 bucks cheaper. Looks wise, presentation wise, it looks, I don't know, 5-10 times more expensive than it actually costs. Now, the link to the listing will be in the description below the video. Do check it out if you're after a sharp price. And now let's get into the details and talk about this GMT diver. Let's do it. Let's start with what's impossible to ignore on this watch, the bezel. Right away, you know where this design is pulling its inspiration from. This is very clearly a Pepsi Bezel homage, with that familiar dark navy blue on the upper half representing night hours, and the rich cherry red on the lower half for daylight. It's vibrant, well executed, and frankly, it looks fantastic in person. The bezel itself sits very flush with the case, with no overhang across the flanks, which creates a tight, compact appearance. The edge features a finely cut coin edge knurling that's fully polished, delivering a nice reflective shine without being overly flashy. While it's polished, the threading is flat and subtle, giving the watch a very clean and precise visual finish that leans heavily into that vintage luxury vibe. Now let's talk dimensions, because this is where Addiesdive really hit the sweet spot for wearability. The case comes in at a perfect 39mm diameter, which is that ideal zone for modern wrists. The thickness sits at 14mm, and while that might sound chunky on paper, most of that height is due to the boxed and slightly domed mineral crystal sitting on top. No, it's not sapphire, but the visual effect is excellent. The crystal has that vintage bubble look with just a hint of distortion at the edges, enough to give it character without sacrificing dial clarity. The lug width is 20mm, tapering down to 16mm at the clasp. The lug-to-lug measurement comes in at just 47.5mm, thanks to the inverted end links on the bracelet. Looking at the profile, this is absolutely a layered design. You've got a tall, flat, muscular flank that's horizontally brushed, adding that tool watch edge. As you transition toward the lug hoods, you get a perfectly executed 45-degree polish bevel running uniformly from one lug tip across to the other. That polished edge ties directly into the polished coin edge of the bezel, creating a seamless, continuous light play across the entire watch. Over on the right-hand side, we've got a 7mm screw-down crown, signed and nicely proportioned for the case. The crown sleeve isn't colored, staying fully polished steel. Now's the perfect time to move on to the bracelet, because this is where Addiesdive continues to impress with smart design choices. Starting with the end links, we have those inverted male end links that integrate seamlessly into the case. The transition from case to bracelet is clean, smooth, and completely unified. There's no visual contrast, no break in finishing. The vertical brushing on the lug hoods matches perfectly with the brushing on the end links. When it comes to link fluidity and articulation, this bracelet absolutely excels. The links move freely and drape very naturally around the wrist, creating that comfortable organic fit that makes you forget you're even wearing the watch. But that fluidity is a small trade-off. There are visible gaps between the links, which means the tolerances aren't ultra tight. That's the compromise you get at this price point. The bracelet itself is held together by push pins, not screw pins, another understandable concession in the sub-$100 category. As we approach the clasp, however, things step back up in quality. You get a fully milled, signed stainless steel clasp. The clasp closes with a satisfying, secure double pusher mechanism that feels robust and reliable in the hand. What's even better is that Addiesdive didn't stop at simple functionality. They've added 45-degree polished bevels along the sides of the clasp, elevating the visual presentation and giving it a more premium aesthetic. Pop the clasp open and you're met with a milled wing mechanism inside. Another nice surprise that adds to the durability and long-term wearability of the bracelet. Flip the watch over and you're greeted with a fluted screw-down case back. Now let's move into center stage, the bezel, because this is where Addiesdive really elevates the experience on this watch. Surrounding that beautiful dial is a 120-click unidirectional aluminum bezel, and yes, we're still following that iconic Pepsi color scheme here as well. Since this is a GMT watch, the bezel naturally features a 24-hour scale, which allows you to easily track a second time zone in true GMT fashion. The numerals are crisp, evenly printed, and easy to read at a glance. The actual rotation experience is where this bezel surprised me the most. The bezel sits quite tall, and while the coin edge knurling isn't especially deep, it provides excellent grip thanks to its uniform, sharply cut pattern. Whether you're wearing gloves or not, it's very easy to engage. The rotation itself is smooth and incredibly consistent throughout the full cycle. There's no springy feel, no loose sections, just solid, clean clicks. What really stands out is the lack of backplay. Every click delivers a crackly, satisfying mechanical sound, adding to the tactile pleasure of rotating it. And yes, it aligns absolutely perfectly at the 12 o'clock position. There is no misalignment, no sloppy finishing. Honestly, this bezel puts many higher-priced AliExpress competitors to shame. Now we come to the crystal and dial, which really bring the whole design together. Sitting on top is a mineral crystal. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's not sapphire, but you do get anti-reflective coating applied here, which helps immensely with glare and visibility. The crystal itself has a domed and boxed design, which gives it that classic vintage character we all love. Beneath that crystal sits a beautifully balanced dial. The matte black finish serves as the perfect backdrop for the applied indices, which are all outlined in polished chrome and filled with white lume. At 3 o'clock, you've got a framed date window with a white date disc. Of course, as a true GMT watch, we get a 4-hand setup. You've got your standard hour and minute hands, as well as a lollipop seconds hand, featuring a square lume tip for better nighttime readability. The fourth hand, your GMT hand, is finished in a vibrant red, also with a lumed square tip. This allows you to track a second time zone easily while still maintaining strong night visibility. Speaking of visibility, let's talk about the lume, because once again, Addiesdive has absolutely nailed it. This is some of their best lume work to date, delivering BGW9 bright blue luminosity that easily outperforms many watches, even at much higher price points. Powering all of this is a reliable Swiss Ronda 515, no sweeping seconds hand here, just the standard quartz tick once per second. But in exchange, you get excellent long-term accuracy, low maintenance, and a solid level of dependability for everyday wear. So tell me, what were your thoughts on this Addiesdive? Did you absolutely love it? Or did you just like it? Or did you find too many shortcuts and it's a no buy for you? Anyways, the link to the listing is in the description below the video. Do check it out if you're after a sharp price. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.